This segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health.
Thank you all for joining us today as we celebrate National Donate Life Month and honor organ, tissue, and eye donors and their families. Terrebonne General is proud to take an active role in advocating for organ, tissue, and eye donation, realizing the impact that it has on donor families, transplant recipients, and their families. It is through this dedication that we have taken the initiative to educate our community about the benefits of donation by collaborating with Louisiana Organ Procurement Agency, or LOPA, and Southern Eye Bank. I would like to welcome to the podium our COO, Diane Yates, to acknowledge this special month and say a few words for you all.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us today. This is an annual event during Donate Life Month when we pause to reflect on the power of a single, generous, and courageous choice that has the ability to save and transform the lives of others. The flag we raise today is more than a banner. It is a tribute to donors who gave selflessly, to families who found strength in loss, and to recipients who now live, thrive, and celebrate life because someone said yes. The power of yes certainly goes a long way. Some of you here today are honoring someone you lost. The point of this celebration today is to recognize that their life, their legacy, and that incredible gift has not been forgotten. As many of you already know, they are forever etched in the heart of this hospital on the Wall of Heroes. It is a place where we honor those who gave the gift of life through organ, tissue, and eye donation. This wall is more than a wall of framed photos. It is a space that is filled with memory, gratitude, and purpose. Each face represents a life lived with love and a final act that gave renewed life to others. It now holds over 170 photos, including the donors we honor from this past year. To their families, we see you, we honor you, and we will continue to carry your loved one's story with us. And I hope you all get to see that wall today. Terrebonne General has a special ceremony in these sacred final moments called an honor walk. Our hospital team from every corner of this facility steps away from what they're doing to line the halls to honor the hero in their final act of giving life. It is certainly a powerful moment, a way to say thank you and acknowledge that something beautiful is happening, even in the midst of unimaginable grief. To those of you here today who have received the gift of life, your presence is a living testament to the impact of donation.
My name is Lisa Lorette West, and I am proud to say that I am this hospital's donation services coordinator. So I get to work on a daily basis with the hospital staff, the nurses, the physicians, respiratory therapists, operating room, and all those pieces of the hospital that help make life happen. And I also have the honor of working in this community with our community educator and volunteer specialist, Lana Stevens. So I'll let her take over from here. A lot of times we're just kind of connected at the hip.
Yeah, we're usually. You don't usually see one without the other around here. So it's I think I can speak on behalf of Lisa and probably Teresita to know that it's such a joy to see this event and how big it's grown. And how many people are here with us today. So thank you all for coming. I just kind of wanted to give a brief overview of what Donate Life Month means and kind of what the theming is. And so when you see and you look around at some of our graphics and the table tents and programs, you can see the theming of the birds. In 2025, the theme is Let Life Sing. Birds are known across many cultures as one of the most welcomed and visible signs of spring. They represent both new beginnings and visits from loved ones who have passed. The yearly return of birds and their songs offer us a sense of peace and hope. National Donate Life Month is a time to educate about organ, eye, and tissue donation and to honor and remember donors and their lives that have saved and healed. Your decision to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor gives hope to the 100,000 plus people on the National Organ Transplant waiting list who are waiting for a second chance at life. During National Donate Life Month and throughout the year, join us in helping save lives and heal lives. Register your decision to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor, learn more about living donation, and support the Donate Life cause. So thank you again.
So the next two speakers are what it's really all about. You're going to get a chance to hear from a donor family as well as hear from a recipient. And each year it's somebody different. And so it's my pleasure to welcome Missy Durapaw to the podium. And she's going to share her experience as the mother of a donor.
Like she said, my name's Missy Durapaw, and this is my son, Mason Kiley. My son, Mason, became a donor hero 1 year ago on April 7th. So we just passed our 1 year mark. He became a donor hero after falling off of a golf cart. He was 14 years old, and he lived his short life to the fullest. He had a strong faith in God from a very early age, and he was never afraid to share it with anyone. He loved football and basketball, and when he wasn't playing outside, he was playing those games on his Xbox, or he was watching the games on TV and spouting off all the stats of the players, what school they went to, what team they switched to, and when I didn't remember the next week, he would be like, "Mom, I told you that already." His ultimate goal was to be a pastor and an NFL player. He said he was going to be in the NFL Hall of Fame, and he would preach to all the teammates in the locker room, and he meant it. He never met a stranger, and he would talk your ear off non-stop. His teachers would move him around the classroom, trying to get him to stop talking so much, but he would just talk to the kids that the teachers would move him to in the next spot. In fact, one teacher told me after Mason passed away that she even moved him up closer to her desk, and by the end of the class, or the end of the day, she was cracking up laughing at him and couldn't even correct him anymore. About 6 months before Mason's accident, he noticed the red heart on my driver's license, and he asked me what that meant. And I told him that I was registered to be an organ donor and what that meant, what that entailed. And without hesitation, Mason looked at me and said, "Oh, Mom, when I die, I definitely want to be an organ donor." Then about 3 months before his accident, my husband, who's here with me today, Marty, his stepfather, took him hunting, and when Mason got his hunting license, he was registered to be an organ donor. We didn't know that at the time. We didn't realize it, I guess, or I guess we kind of forgot about it. And then at the hospital, once we signed the consent forms, the employee from LOPA came into the room and said, with a piece of paper, and she said, "Oh, Mason's already registered to be an organ donor." So it was just confirmation. And then after he passed away, another teacher told me that they had a faculty member at the school that he went to that was a liver recipient, and he would ask the teacher why she was always so tired or why she would take breaks, and they had that conversation, and he told his teacher, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be an organ donor when I die." So all of these things were going on in the last 6 months of Mason's life. Mason saved 5 people through organ donation. He gave sight to 2 people, and he enhanced the lives of many through tissue and bone donation. It's a treasured gift to me and an honor that God would see fit to use my baby boy to save so many lives, both physically and spiritually. It says in Romans 8:28, "And we know that all things work together for good for those who love God and who are called according to his purpose." There's nothing good about death, especially there's nothing good about a 14-year-old dying. But it doesn't say that death is good. It says that God uses all things, everything that happens to us, all of our circumstances, for his good. It brings me comfort and peace knowing that Mason lives on through organ donation. I know this is not every grieving parent's story, and I don't take it lightly. I think about and pray for his recipients every day. I pray they know God like Mason did, and I pray they live life to the fullest, just like he did. I prayed over and over for a miracle that Mason would survive. While I didn't receive that miracle, I did receive many miracles throughout this past year. God has comforted me and strengthened me. I've had the privilege of hearing from his kidney recipient and getting to speak to the kidney recipient's mom frequently. We text often. And I even got to meet his liver recipient in January of this year, and we keep in contact as well. I've had the privilege of meeting many other recipients and donor families through this new LOPA family that I have, and I see the miracle of organ donation through each one of them. It's been my honor to carry on Mason's legacy, to share Mason's story, encouraging others to seek God through their darkest days, and encouraging people to register and have those conversations of organ donation with their families. I will miss Mason every day for the rest of my life, at the same time that I will rejoice that God is good, and through the miracle of organ donation, he used my goofy, loudmouth, big-hearted, best hug-giving mama's boy to save others.
Next, I'd like to welcome Paul Thibodeau to the podium. He's going to share his experience as being a recipient.
My name is Paul. I was born with cystic fibrosis. It's a terminal lung and digestive system disease. I was pretty healthy growing up till I was in my mid to late 20s. Started getting really sick. My lung function dropped to the point where I was on oxygen 24 hours a day. Went down to 108 pounds. Got my first transplant, first double lung transplant in 2015. I was healthy for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and then I started having rejection problems. Went back into the hospital, back on oxygen. In 2017, I had my second double lung transplant. And not a day goes by that I don't thank God for those selfless people who gave me life. A month ago, I got to walk my daughter down the aisle.
Wow.
Without organ donation, I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have got to do that. It's a very special thing. Something good could come out of a tragedy, and I just hope everybody understands how important it is and how many lives you can change.
Today you heard firsthand stories about the importance of organ donation. If you are not an organ donor, we encourage you to add your name to the donor registry. More importantly, you've heard how imperative it is for you to speak to your family about your decision to be a donor and make sure they understand why the gift of life is important to you. We will conclude our ceremony with our annual flag raising and special butterfly release outside. We invite family members of donors to take a butterfly and release it in honor or in memory of a special loved one or friend.
Ready, girls? Music up tall. Over enunciate. One dynamic level up on everything.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your partner is good health.